What's up, everybody? It's Jeffrey Lyles. You are listening to Lyles Movie Files. We're kicking off December, one last month, thankfully, of 2020. That's all that needs to be said about that. What's up, J. King?
Oh, Jeff, man, I'm cool and I'm hoping everybody enjoyed their Thanksgiving and we roll into the Christmas holiday and the end of this stinky, festering, fly, maggot-filled butthole of a year. We still got a lot to be thankful for because I'm thankful that my brothers are still here with me. None of us, uh, you succumb big menace that's around, but we're all still here and we got a lot to be thankful for still. So here's to 2021, and hopefully it's going to be much, much better than 2020.
I'm working on a meme, Jovon, and it's either going to have Thomas Jefferson from Hamilton going like, "What did I miss?" or the Joker, "Wait till you get a load of me." That's how 2021 is going to come in. One of those two ways. It's just going to be, y'all ain't seen nothing yet, or wow, you guys look like you saw a whole lot happening. So yeah, that's what I'm planning on doing with that. Little brother, how are you today?
I'm good and very thankful that this is the last month of this year.
Almost over prime. All right, so nobody can escape COVID. The Flash TV show production is shut down because someone on the production crew got COVID. So you're rolling your eyes, and it's just like, yeah, I don't know how these shows are going to function because, well, I'll get to that on my dummies of the week, but I don't know what's going to happen with TV because I feel like they're going to shoot, and then it's going to be, we got to shut everything down. I don't know how they can do this. What are your thoughts on this?
Honestly, the everybody literally needs to look. Honestly, call. Gosh, no, I'm dating myself. I'm going to say David Stern, but that's not the commissioner of the NBA anymore.
Adam Silver.
Adam Silver. Like everyone needs to literally follow that blueprint. It's like, hey, if you want to do commerce, you have to bubble. It's not a joke. You can't. I mean, you have to say, hey, if you want, say, 6 weeks of uninterrupted, whatever you want to do, bubble your people for 2 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, and go. You cannot, in this current environment, you can't let people go out to, you know, they can't go home, they can't go to the bar. They have to be in a bubble. Otherwise, you're just going to be knocked over because somebody's going to be in COVID.
It is crazy. I'm just like, gosh, there is no win for anybody who's trying to do stuff. I feel like maybe making a movie and just doing it on an abbreviated schedule where it's just like, all right, we take everybody, we have two or three directors, we shoot characters that don't have to interact much, and wrap up the movie in 2 months as opposed to whatever the normal runtime for shooting is.
Well, honestly, man, if your best bet is like, hey, just go down to some Caribbean island. Like, all right, just we're gonna do a vacation here, and this is gonna be our quarantine movie set, and we'll figure the rest of it out. Because anytime you're trying to do stuff like in Toronto, it's just you're gonna interact with too many people, and there's just like no way around. Somebody's going to catch COVID. Like,
well, CJ, the thing is, we did shout out Adam Silver, Chris Paul, LeBron James, the Players Association for the NBA. But I think you're forgetting another group that needs a lot of credit for continuing to roll through production during COVID. And that is the Bachelorette team. They haven't had to shut it back down. And if any possible reality show would get COVID, like spreading like wildfire, it should be that set. But nope, everything's gone smoothly. They've shot it. It's all a wrap. Which is crazy when you think of the concept of, hey, let me kiss you, of The Bachelor and The Bachelorette.
Okay. Not that I've watched every episode this year because of,
You're a liar. It's okay. Taste is entertaining TV.
Kara was too, so whatever.
Claire's a train wreck.
Well, she was an entertaining train wreck.
Yeah, but I mean, you can't be a train wreck in 2 episodes. You need to spread that out a bit. I'm going to give the rose to me.
Have you not met a train person who's like in 2 episodes, you're like, you are a train wreck? But the way they actually detailed how the guidelines, like, hey, we're going to have these people quarantined 2 weeks
put 'em in
before
a
we
bubble.
start. Test. I mean, it's like exactly like we're going to do this all in a little bubble resort in Arizona where it's nice. We can do our little sets. Y'all, I mean, there's no dates to the parents and all that other stuff. It's like we can do this in this small bubble, and that's the way to do it. But anybody who tries to do it any other way, it's just going to be, you're going to get really into production. Everything's going to look good. Oh, shoot, man. My man went and got COVID. I mean, now he's taking out like 4 of our quarterbacks. Oh, I'm sorry. Difference.
Wait, that's the Broncos. Sorry. Jovon, help me out here. What can they do to ensure that we have entertainment? Because that's clearly the most important thing in 2021. Or is it just going to be a thing where all of those movies that we thought were coming out this year, we're just going to have to watch them on our streaming services as our TV because no one can shoot?
That seems to be the easiest suggestion or the easiest solution. You know, Jeff, I've been saying that for a while now, streaming these in theaters only films because this is what option you have on the table. It only makes sense. With the film world, you know, there's always a bevy of films that are waiting for a release date yet to be released that they can put out. There's at
Jovon,
least
I have
probably
seen too many of them. And oh man,
yeah,
if I've seen 70, maybe 10 have been entertaining, and then another 5 have been passable, and the rest have been
terrible. Yeah.
why did a pandemic hit that we needed to get these movies out?
But you know what's funny about that? It's a good opportunity for those films that may not have had an audience. Now you have a captive audience. That may be the one plus to it. What I worry about is television production, whether it's streaming TV or regular network TV. You got some shows that are really on hold, whether they're coming back or trying to come back for a new season, or shows that were pitched and greenlit and can't even film right now because of, you know, so that sucks for them. And there was probably a few shows out there that we were waiting or eager to see, especially eager to return. One of my favorite shows will not be coming back no matter what because of COVID, and that's Glow. Their statement about canceling Glow was due to the physical nature of the show, blah, blah, blah. We went back in the capacity we want to, etc. I really don't know if that was the true emphasis behind. I sincerely doubt it.
No, we can blame COVID for so many things.
Anything.
Damn, it's COVID. Thanks, COVID.
That argument was so bad because it's like the WWE and AEW
in wrestling right now.
So like
right now,
costs too much money. We don't want to do it. Bye. Peace out.
Do it. Yeah, fine. The show got too big. It didn't. And I think honestly, if the show would have won some Emmys or something like that, it's one of those critical darlings. Critics love it, but it wasn't nominated. If it were nominated and won something, we probably would be getting 2 or 3 more seasons of it. But we're not. But we could talk about that. But honestly, I think that studios are going to have to reevaluate again and say, hey, we got it. If it's out or if it's finished, we might as well put it out. Because if we have to keep delaying projects, we're never going to get caught up in what we're going to be faced with is an overload of slate of projected titles to release.
I'm curious in terms of what this means for 2021, 2022, because is everything just going to keep getting delayed, pushed back, or what? Because I'm thinking there's going to come a point where there's a void of things, and we're only going to get movies with directors and TV shows with creators who can figure out how to work within this. Seems like the creative types would really thrive during this part. All right, so let's move on. 2020 has been a ridiculously miserable year. I was just looking through all of the celebrities who have died. It's crazy. Just looking at the list real fast, just on my photos of like, oh man, I can't believe he died. John Thompson, Kobe Bryant, Chadwick Boseman, and this week, David Prowse, the original Darth Vader actor, died, 85. So he at least got to have a long, lengthy life. But man, it's crazy. Pat Patterson died today, WWE. So lots of people are just dying. It's like, geez, this year just needs really to get a fast forward. No real news on that. I just wanted to say, gosh, so many people. Darth Vader is gone now too. And it's weird because it's like it seems like every year, for those of us who grew up watching Star Wars, then another actor from that original trilogy is gone. It's like Kenny Baker, Peter Mayhew, Carrie Fisher, David Prowse. It's like, man, James Earl Jones is still holding on, and if there was anyone I would have put even money on.
Don't. This year still has time, Jeff.
You're right.
There's still time on. There's still ticks on the clock.
We're gonna carbon date this podcast and be like, you bastard. Yeah, this is your fault. I mean, I've been working hard on some announcers jinx, Jovon, so clearly that's not working on my end. Yeah, like it would be a shame for Russell Wilson to hurt his knee for 5 weeks.
Just 3.
Not 5, man. I need the Seahawks to just not be in this thing whatsoever. But speaking of Star Wars, The Mandalorian dropped a huge, colossal bomb with an episode titled The Jedi, where we saw Ahsoka. Why can I say her name right, Jayce?
I don't know why.
I don't know. I read it and I'm trying to make sense of it. It's just like, Ahsoka showed up. And it wasn't this thing. And she popped in the last 2 seconds of the episode and was like, I can't wait till next week. We get to see her right away. She's got her white lightsabers. She's doing the dang thing. And it was amazing. We finally got a name for baby Yoda, which I've despised as a name because like there was a female of that species and we didn't call her female Yoda. It just drove me nuts. Anyway, got a name for him. Grogu, he's chilling, it's great, and I can't wait to see where this goes. Ahsoka's looking for Grand Admiral Thrawn. This ties into what we saw in Rebels, and I'm just like, how in the world how are we so fortunate, one, to get this onto a TV show where we can get it pieced out to us in half hour, maybe 50 minutes if they're feeling generous episodes, as opposed to a trilogy where we have to rush through everything and maybe have a director change everything from the previous director. Sorry, that wouldn't happen in Star Wars. Jayce, what do you think about all this?
Okay. I'm not sure how quickly after that episode, when I actually watched that episode that I called you, but it was pretty dang quick. It was literally just a matter. It's like, okay, Ahsoka was Ahsoka. Like, it was not like Rosario Dawson just is like kind of put on the pants. Like, no, they kind of try to make the moves exactly like you saw in Clone Wars. Mm-hmm. They very much followed like stuff that happened in Clone Wars. I'm like, yeah, I saw what happened when this worked. When this happened, I'm not touching this. Like, my master fell. I'm not the one to tell the next generation how not to fall because I'm
right. Because my master was one of the best of these whole Jokers, and if he could fall, anybody could fall.
I mean, like I said, I'm a product of that, and I left the order. So what does that tell you?
Yeah, I saw that image that somebody drew, and it's on my iPad, of course. I can't pull it up. That I sent it to you, and it was so great where they drew a sequence where Luke meets Ahsoka, and now that's all I want out of Mandalorian instead of the Ahsoka show. But gosh, I just feel like they've already de-aged Mark Hamill, Carrie Fisher for this fanfic that they did. So I would love for Mark Hamill to be able to do the voice and channel up young Luke, or young-ish Luke, meeting Ahsoka, telling her what happened with Anakin, and wrapping a nice bow so then we can go on with the rest of Ahsoka's journey. But knowing in the end that, hey, he was okay. Everything worked out.
Yeah, I love that idea, but I'm more excited, honestly, for that moment when she said, I mean, like Ahsoka was dueling the boss of
magistrate,
and when she said, "I'm looking for your master, Grand Admiral Thrawn."
Yeah,
I kind of like yes, even more. Like, you guys mentioned Admiral Thrawn, Grand Admiral Thrawn in live TV. It's like, again, those fan fictions didn't do anything for me, and all it took was one mention of one dude's name who literally really kind of brought me back into Star Wars with those the
Rebels.
Well, no, not even Rebels. I'm talking about like the Heir to the Empire like saga, like those books. And then
those books were so good. You know, it's one of those deals where it's like, we don't have a whole slew of material, but I think they could do a whole lot with the animated universe. And I mean, we've seen how great Star Wars can be in this CGI cartoon era. I would love for them to adapt Heir to Empire, however long it takes for them. Do 26 episodes, 3 or 4 seasons, tell that whole story, and just do it up because that would be great.
It was like I was mentioning to you, like I was reading the last Thrawn book, and they mentioned like one of the outlying characters of that book, and I'm like, I think they're really trying to put a little like kind of quiet, like, yeah, this actually did happen. Like, yeah, the Kathleen Kennedy fan fiction might have happened, but this right here, it also happened. We don't know. I don't know if they're going to do it. Like the Timothy Zahn said, I'm out of the loop. I don't know what's going on, but I'm like, yeah, they're doing something here. I mean, like by putting Thrawn in there, and it's like, especially what we saw at the end of Rebels, which could easily go with what happens in Heir to the Empire, because Thrawn was lost and then he magically comes back. It's like this all could work together to make Heir to the Empire, and then we go to. I mean, hell, Mara Jade is literally what actually truly means like Luke to leave the Jedi, and it's just kind of like, yeah, well, that was some other fan fiction if you want to hold that in. But I mean, as a cartoon, I think that is the best. It's like you don't have to worry about Mark Hamill, Han. I mean, Harrison Ford is off doing whatever he wants to do. I mean, unfortunately, we lost Carrie Fisher, but we have so many. I mean, opportunity to make great Star Wars about actual content that they acted like they didn't have, but whatever. So
I mean, yeah.
When I heard that, I was like super pumped. So I am like, sign me up. If you ask me to sign up for another 2 years of Disney Plus based on that episode, I'd do.
All right, Jovon, spoil off now. We have finished talking about the Mandalorian, so you can chime back in, my good sir. So I started watching Fear the Walking Dead because I was kind of feeling like I was negligent on my TV coverage. I was only doing the Mandalorian, and I was like, all right, let me start back on Fear the Walking Dead. I haven't gotten past the first episode. I mean, I've watched that, but I haven't, kept watching the rest of it. But the first episode was really great, and I feel like Fear the Walking Dead is such a tease because every season premiere is so good. It's like, whoa, this sets everything up. I'm excited about the direction they're gonna go, and then somehow I'm looking at these balls that have hit the floor, and I'm just like, why have they been dropped? Jovon, have you watched the rest of Fear the Walking Dead? Have you steered so far away that you didn't even remember this show was on the air? And should I keep watching or expect the inevitable to happen?
You took the words out of my mouth when it came to expecting the inevitable to happen. The writing's on the wall. I regard this show the way I regard Shameless. For those of anybody who's ever watched Shameless, The Walking Dead and Fear the Walking Dead kind of have the same cutoff. They each have, every show has its cutoff date, that jump the shark moment. But these three shows have a unique cutoff point where it so happened that that cutoff point was when someone left the show. I don't want to serve as a spoiler, but each one of these shows have that point where when this character leaves that show, this show is done.
I mean, we
They're
can
no
talk in
longer
spoilers because these characters are gone from the show. I assume you're talking about Emma Rossum for Shameless. Now, Walking Dead, which character are you thinking was the jump off point?
I used to say Shane, but then the series had life beyond Shane up until Carl's death. Carl was the character that this show lost. That Carl was never my favorite character, but the thing about Carl's death is that it ushered in an era of that show, The Walking Dead, where unless we're talking about the day one actors in this series, everyone else is very disposable. Very disposable. And when I say day one, I mean Rick, Daryl, Carol. Rick, Daryl, Carol. That is it. Everyone else. Maggie has been gone for 2 years, and nobody even said, "Well, where's her baby?" Nobody cared. Nobody really cared that much. The show
Well,
went on.
Javon, with in terms of The Walking Dead, I know you've been like, whatever, this show's done. But Angela Kang, the showrunner, has patched this thing up so well that I feel like there was an endpoint to where it was really good, and I feel like
Mhm.
she started almost making it a different show, like a new series that's
She
worth watching.
she did, Jeff, by making you care about certain characters with these new story arcs. But I'm gonna tell you
Yeah.
one of the biggest flaws of this Angela Kang ran version of The Walking Dead, this new era of The Walking Dead, is the departure of Michonne left a really sour taste
Yeah,
in my
yeah,
mouth.
yeah, yeah. But I don't know if
It
that was
wasn't.
her. I mean, yeah. I think what happened, it was a
Yeah,
Black Panther 2 thing. And it was like, well, I got to go because I got to do this movie
I gotta go
that's
film the
coming.
movie.
Oh, wait, there's
Yeah,
a pandemic. And oh, shoot, our lead star's dead.
and
So it's like,
thank you. Yeah.
so much
You
stuff
know,
there. But I'm with you because, yeah,
yeah.
it definitely feels like a weird void with Tanai gone.
Now this is my thing about that particular departure of the show, right?
But she was the one I thought
Eh,
you were going to say.
You know what? Because I felt like with Michonne, I knew that when that happened, when Carl left, and I knew that when we talked about Rick departing the show, I I kind of felt like, okay, the writing's on the wall. This is getting ready to become the end of the line for the series. Michonne's departure for me wasn't as crucial as Carl's because that set up a non-climactic war, right? With Michonne's departure, it left such a bad taste just because she deserved a better departure, and also the story itself was weak. She gets on the horn and says, "Hey Judith, I saw something that may or may not resemble your father's remnants. I'm gonna go up to wherever and go look for him. You cool with
Yo, baby
Daryl?"
girl, who I have held on so close and tight that I didn't let out of my sight for so
And I
long.
didn't
I got to peace out
let
real
out of
fast.
my sight.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll be right back.
You and your brother go stick with Daryl and the dog. You'll be just fine.
yeah. I'm also thinking
Well,
like,
it's
I'm
true
like,
because if you got a shield on The Walking Dead, Daryl is the best one to stand behind. Someone was breaking the fourth wall on that.
yeah. So I
All
mean,
right,
I
so on
could say,
Fear, who was the character that left that you were like, all right, the show's done?
God, what is my man's name? He's
Are you
another
talking
day
about
one guy.
Frank
I
or
cannot
Nick?
think of his name. Frank. Yeah,
Yeah,
was it Frank or Nick?
his
No,
name I
I'm gonna
think
say
is
Frank. Frank.
I think his name is Nick Delane. And I'm trying to. I thought his name on there was.
drug dealer. I mean, the drug addict.
Yeah,
It's Frank Delane,
yeah,
so
yeah,
that must be Nick.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Gosh, you know
With,
what, Javon? I would, but I hated almost all that entire family. I couldn't stand them. When he got shot, I was like, oh, I'm so into the show now. I'm not. Because they would do the most absurd things, and it just drove me nuts. We've got a boat. We're unstoppable. The walkers can't swim. We are so good. Hey, let's park the boat and just hope for
Park
the
the boat.
best. And everybody's leaving the boat. That
Yeah.
was the part I was like, this show is terrible. All these characters are trash, and they all deserve to get killed. The boat was it.
That
Because, I
was
mean,
the
they were
let's
coming through and just running shop like, yo, we're in this new place.
hey.
Oh, man, we messed up this new place. And every time with some minority spot, they were just like, boom, it was America. But, oh, my gosh, I
Oh.
hated them. And when they all got wiped out, I said, this show is so good.
Okay, wait a minute.
You know,
Wait a minute. All of them are gone now.
Or not all
yeah.
of them. One's still around, but, oh, man,
Oh,
all the annoying
Wow.
ones are gone.
You know why?
Because the
You
mom
know
was
why I did?
trash, Javon.
She was trash. But
Everything.
you know
She
why?
was like, yo, we've got a hotel. Let me put a big bright light so everyone can come to the
Everyone
hotel.
can
Walkers and
see.
people.
Hi.
I need my
Dude,
son to see this light along with the entire population. Oh,
dude,
man.
you know why I like that though, Jeff? Because it's just like stupidity.
It was,
It's just
man.
like
That's
stupidity.
why I kept watching.
And it was so rewarding when they died. That's the thing.
It
It's
was.
like no matter what happens, you're not gonna top this feeling I have now. And then when they started bringing over like the expanded cast from The Walking Dead, I was like, no, because now they're gonna dominate this show's storylines, which they to a degree have.
Yeah, but Morgan's constant character flipping is so amazing. I mean, they just literally spin a wheel of where his personality is gonna go. He's a vigilante this episode. No, he's a pacifist.
He's a
No,
pacifist this episode.
he's a sermonizing leader. We can come together. I'm like,
He's a
yo,
holier
where's
than
he gonna go? Where's he going this episode?
he's holier than now with
Dude.
some kind of BS Messiah complex.
Oh man.
Morgan, this time 5 years ago, you were writing your name in your own feces in a small town you would proclaim for yourself. You had lost your mind.
Oh man, but dude, it's hilarious. That
It
show.
really is. It really is.
I'm gonna keep watching.
Have you watched this newer, this like third
So
spin-off
where are we
show
at?
or
No,
second spin-off show?
no, I don't. I cannot and will not.
It's like Teen Titans Walking Dead. It's
dude.
terrible.
I'm like, I'm already used to adults making stupid decisions. I don't need teenagers because I was done with teenagers when Alicia was like, "Hey, we're on a boat and our boat is where is it? Oh, okay, we're right on the corner of Swanson and Richter." ECW fans will get that one. But dude, I was like, this is so dumb. And I was like, this is the dumbest thing as a teenager you could do. But you are a teenager, so you get a pass. But I can't watch a show completely full of teenagers because they need to get killed every episode. They could just do the Kenny.
At least once an episode.
They could be a Kenny. Everyone comes back to life at the beginning of the next episode, and they only to get killed again.
I watched one. I'll say this: I watched one episode, and
you were hooked, weren't you?
Not at all. Oh, no. What I can tell you is this. I like the one thing that this show has going for it is that they capture how helpless teens, this generation of teens can really be. As strong as they portray themselves, when it comes down to it, they just will cry and hide behind a stronger person.
Hey man, you know, Gen X teenagers would have been fascinating to set The Walking Dead in. The latchkey kids. No, we got this. No, we got some.
Not much different than the world that we knew before.
Right, and we can shoot zombies. Yeah, all my Space Invader training is coming in handy now.
Go for the head. Resident Evil. Thing. I'm good.
Jayce, well, I may blow through a lot of ammo, but I guarantee the walkers will be dead.
Yeah.
I would be shooting in kneecaps. And then like, oh no, the one that I missed that's crawling bit my ankle.
Crawling up me. Headshots. Kill him.
Yeah, headshots. And I wouldn't go for a double tap. I just made sure that one counted. All right, let's move on. Because I told you guys, I gave you an assignment this week. It's Christmas time. Christmas time is here. I have already started watching bad Hallmark movies and bad Netflix movies. I am into it. The next thing I need is to get my presents while I'm wrapping and watching these movies. I watched The Princess switched again on Netflix. This is not a bad movie. I like these movies because they own up to their certain brand of corniness. And then they're just like, listen, if you want in, come on in. If not, there's several other things you can watch on Netflix. But I mean, somehow they managed to make a princess switching places with a commoner work twice, and I'm for it. So Jovon is just how it is, man. But they're, and I feel like it's much like movie critics where they esteem these movies like Casablanca and Godfather, and these are just unimpeachable films on the top tier of classic movies. Nothing else can join the list. This is our Mount Rushmore of top movies. You guys can have your modern ones. I wanted to shake things up here. So I wanted you guys to come up with some of the best classic Christmas films and then the best modern films, because we always have these ones that you have to watch on Christmas. But then there's some newer ones that I think deserve this annual status as well. So I just decided I'm going through a list that's put together here by some good friends over at Esquire. Best Christmas movies, not going through the entire list. But I just thought I'd break through a few, get your yays, nays, if you think they even need to be in the conversation. All right. Just to be fun. What was number 57? The Princess Switched and the Princess Switched too. Switched again. Whoa. Who knew? Now I feel like this is very much not being
Did you have to put in this?
No, but I wouldn't put it at 57. I am sure there's 20 movies that are worse than this. Not that I think this movie's bad, but I'm sure I could find 20 that I would swap places with here.
Honestly, if you ever watch Hallmark during the Christmas time, they have like a new Christmas movie every 5 minutes. So,
But you know what's amazing? You got to give it to them. In a pandemic, they were like, listen, so we're only going to have 100 as opposed to 200. We'll make it work somehow.
we got repeats. We're good.
Dude, let me tell you, my wife loves these movies, and I piss her off every time we turn to the Hallmark channel.
But see, you're
Hallmark
just a
movie
hater,
channel.
man. You're a hater.
No, I'm a jerk because this
done
is
on the low budget, low script, low acting,
Jeff.
low logic.
Typically, they low everything. They typically have the same plot, and I love the commercial. They use the same voiceover every time.
Well, why not, dude?
Two people who
got
don't know
work.
each other return to a small town to fall in love.
Man, they don't tell you the fall in love part. The fall in love is on you. You got to piece that together.
It's on you. That is on you.
That's the twist.
Sentimental fluff.
Let's come back to Midwestern town.
Listen, you know what? Next episode, we're gonna put together a Hallmark Christmas movie. So that's our new assignment. We're gonna just go Christmas theme until Christmas. All right, last holiday they have it 52. I like this one. This is a Queen Latifah film, and she's dying, and she's like, "Well, I'm gonna live my absolute best life." Queen Latifah in this movie was living her best life before it was Jill Scott's living. No, she was living her life like it was golden. Sorry. Apologies to all the Jill Scott aficionados out there. And don't come at me. Unless you want to comment, because that would be great. But I think Last Holiday needs to be a little higher on this list. I feel like that's a better modern one. And probably if this was a classic modern list, it would be higher on the modern slate. What do you guys think about this
one? I don't think that was a slow movie at all. I think, especially for a Christmas, like a holiday movie, that was a good movie. I don't think it's...
Which holiday? Kwanzaa?
No, Christmas.
Okay, sorry. I get confused, there's so many Kwanzaa movies on Hallmark. And then that huge Hanukkah section? Seriously.
Jeff, they barely have a section of, black Christmas movies on Netflix, so simmer down.
I feel like that would be one dummy, but I'm just going to spoil it now. I can't stand these jokers where you have the Christmas tree, the Christmas ornaments, the Christmas lights, Santa Claus, and they still want to go holiday. It's like, listen, that's not holiday. That's Christmas.
On Christmas, okay?
100%.
No one sells
Christmas.
holiday trees.
Yeah, dude.
You haven't seen one.
Can you imagine if they started calling Thanksgiving Chicken Day and having Chick-fil-A sponsor it? Like, people would lose their minds.
Lose my shit. You're not taking this away from me. There's no Chicken Day football game on Channel 5.
And hey, they're at the 50-yard line with their Chick-fil-A nuggets. Yeah, there's no wishbone in this one.
Nugget of the game.
Right. Yeah. Nah, dude. See, let's just call a Christmas
movie. Give me my turkey leg.
Christmas movie. All right. Number 50.
We're watching football for 30 seconds.
Office Christmas Party. Now, this is a movie I would immediately swap out with Last Holiday. I watched it one time and thought it was like, it's funny enough. But I've never watched it again.
Okay. If there was a channel that just played modern Christmas movies, I would watch this movie again. It's, it's not like as I always joke about, like the Judd Apatow movies that kind of drop off at the end of the movie when it's like, oh, we need to redeem the worthless human being. This one is actually funny throughout. We'll see with the rest of the list, but
you're down with that one, okay?
Yeah.
Four Christmases is at 47 with Vince Vaughn and Reese Witherspoon. Jovon, have you seen this one?
Yeah.
This wouldn't be on my list.
Say this should be more like 137.
If it was the top 57, this would be number 68.
137 for me, Jeff. But
they'd be like, "Where's Four Christmases?" It's exactly the place where it belongs.
Keep looking. It's back there with a Star Wars Christmas.
Ooh.
At least you could laugh at that one. I
You
mean, Vince
could. You
Vaughn
could.
shouldn't
That
be in
one
a
has
dramatic movie
rewatchability.
with Reese Witherspoon and have me not laughing at all. Just like, well, this is terrible. And now, then they're trying to be cute with this one. They're trying to do their Die Hard deal. They have Batman Returns at number 46.
No.
Oh.
Batman Returns
Yeah.
happens to have Christmas elements. It's not a Christmas movie. So, yeah,
Off the list.
off the list. Just Friends, Ryan Reynolds, Amy Smart. You remember that
was
one?
funny. I like that. I like that one. If nothing else was the butthole little brother.
Yeah. You know,
That
it's
kid
funny
gave
because
us something that stayed in the lexicon. Slap ham. I slapped the ham before I got that.
I remember.
Floored me. Oh, Jayce, isn't that funny? That stays because of slap ham alone, Jeff.
Okay, the number 43 is The Holiday, and this movie has to immediately be disqualified because it has Jude Law and Cameron Diaz together, but it also has Kate Winslet and Jack Black.
Oh wait. Are you talking about The Holiday? The one that was just
No, The Holiday, the one with Jude Law, Cameron Diaz, and then Jack Black and Kate Winslet hooking up.
That was the one where nobody had chemistry in that one. It was, oh my God.
No one. But the script didn't have chemistry with the concept of Jack Black and Kate Winslet hooking up. I'm like, come on, man. That's not even realistic.
It's not even realistic, boy. You gotta do better.
Oh, no, this is a straight up ridiculous kill the list, burn the list moment. Number 42, Love Actually.
I'm sorry. What? That's not making top 20? I'm calling suspect.
What number? 50 something? 40?
42.
I would love to see what's in the top 20.
Yeah. Yeah,
like,
that's way higher for me.
Horror movies, but that's a little higher up.
That should be at least in the top 20, 30.
I know. I top 20 to top 15.
Okay, that's fair.
I probably have it higher, but even higher than that. All right, The Family Stone. Have you guys seen this one? Sarah Jessica Parker, Claire Danes, Rachel McAdams, Luke Wilson, and Diane Keaton.
Jeff, that was another one of these mega cast movies that didn't work. It had a mega cast. It just nobody was a straight man. Everybody was a straight man, and one person was vying to be the funny person or the slapstick person. It just didn't work. It didn't work.
Yeah. Edward Scissorhands is 32.
Christmas?
All right, this list is causing problems now. It's getting problematic. Polar Express, I'm pretty sure there's worse 29. I feel like that's low for Polar Express. Especially if you have a 3D TV to watch it on. Okay. How the Grinch Stole Christmas is 28.
Which one?
Live.
The Jim Carrey one, 2000. Seems awful low. Okay, I know you guys will be happy with this placement. Number 27 is a very Harold and Kumar Christmas.
Yeah. When I saw the first Harold and Kumar, when I first saw Harold and Kumar, I was what, 23, 4, something like that.
You're
smoking, right. Smoking more weed than I breathed air at that point in my life. So it was hilarious. If I had to go back and watch that now at 40 years old, I would want to gouge my eyes out with a melon ball. I can't watch this. This is dumb.
Yeah. Yeah, they need to hand you the weed when you watch the movie, please.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Please tote up. All right, number 26. And this is just also destroying this thing's credibility because, I mean, if you're going to go with this argument, then why is Die Hard at number 26?
I was expecting Die Hard to be in like the top 5.
I mean, if you're going to call it a Christmas movie, then it can't be that low. Especially when you have While You Were Sleeping above it.
No, come on. Come on. Who made this list?
I told you, our friends at
Let me guess, Scrooge is like 113 or number 58?
Let's see what happens. 23 is Gremlins. I also don't feel like...
Should be higher. Should be higher.
No, off the list.
Should be a lot higher.
You really think that should be a Christmas movie?
It was, Jace. Kind of.
Oh
It
man, see this
was.
list is this list.
Season, would you watch?
Gizmo was a Christmas gift.
All right, number
Gizmo was
19,
a Christmas gift.
Eyes Wide Shut.
Mm. Christmas porn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then they have Little Women, the 2019 version at
Yeah,
18.
they love that. God, they
I
love
mean,
that.
I don't
It's gonna be
necessarily feel Christmas when I'm watching
their
that.
favorite Cinco de Mayo movie at this point. I've been hearing about that Little Woman movie all year.
It's a great movie. I just don't. It does not remind me of Christmas. Now, number 17 is shocking because I'm actually a fan of this placement on this list. The Best Man Holiday, where we can get past the tragedy. It holds up. It's great. And it's all about family, friends, and all that good stuff. And it actually features a good cast. And it delivered on a sequel that had been a long time in coming. So, yes to that one.
Okay.
Number 15, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Is that a movie or I don't
I'm
know if
sorry.
that's a movie.
If we're not counting
Christmas special.
animations as like the top
I mean,
10.
that's like a half hour,
It's a
right?
Christmas special.
I mean, come on, like
It's an hour. It's an hour. We was
Then
just
they
on
have
last night.
Charlie Brown Christmas
That's not
at
a. That's not a
14.
movie. It's not a movie.
I feel like they should get
Christmas
honorable
special.
mention, but I wouldn't put them there.
Yeah.
Elf is number 13.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, now let's hear this top 10. Let's hear this top 10. Christmas Carol, the 1951 version. Number 9, the Muppet Christmas Carol. Yeah, go with that one. Number 8, Bad Santa.
No.
Number 7, Miracle on 34th Street. Number 6, you guys called this earlier, Scrooged.
Okay.
Number 5, Home Alone. Okay.
Solid.
Number 4, the Maggot Special, White Christmas.
Mm-mm.
Number 3, Christmas Story.
Okay.
Number
Right.
2, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. So if you've been paying attention, that means there's only one obvious number 1. It's a Wonderful
It's a Wonderful
Life.
Life.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on everybody's list.
Now that would be my classic number 1, and if I'm flipping a coin, that or a Christmas Story. So they really went predictable with the final group here. And National Lampoon's, any one of those could be the number 1.
Yeah.
All right, so let's hear your classics before we go further. Jovon, what's your number 1 classic? Or 3, if you want.
My top 3 classics, they kind of had in their top. Even that when we say classic, Jeff, are we talking about pre what year?
Let's say classic goes black and white until they start operating with semi-modern technology. So when the cell phones come out, that's our cutoff point.
Okay, so with that said, I can go and let's just 3. All right. Being that the modern, semi-modern, Home Alone, Christmas Story, Lampoons.
Okay, solid choices, bro. What you got?
To be honest, I have my top 3. I think actually exactly like theirs. I kind of cheat and put Charlie Brown's Christmas special in there. If we are putting animated, real, everyone watches these Christmas movies, I'll stick with their top 3.
Okay. All right, now it is time to go modern. So where are we gonna go, fellas? Jayce, you went last. Why don't you go first this time?
Okay. One movie I really liked was This Christmas. The fact that wasn't on this list is atrocious. They must not watch the movie at all. Uh, I can't even buy how that's not on this list. Um, and this one I was kind of like, is this really a Christmas movie? But I really liked it. Was Rise of the Guardians. It had like all of the holiday like animated kind of characters. Like they made them into really fun characters.
Mm-hmm.
If you watched it in 3D, I think it was even better. But I think I would put this on this. I would watch that movie during the Christmas season far more than half. I mean, like some of those questionable ones that were on this list. Next one was actually one we all saw. If you didn't see it from Netflix last year, it was Christmas Chronicles with Kurt Russell. I thought that was a really fun movie. I was like, oh, I mean, like, because I read the review on loudestmoviefile.com. And I really was like, okay, this is a new Christmas Carol. And like Kurt Russell did the Santa Claus really well. The kids were butts until they weren't butts, and that was enjoyable. And that's why I'm probably going to check out part 2 when it comes. I mean, like, since it's now out. So
yeah, I know. I keep meaning to get around to reviewing it, but yeah, I actually want to watch it when I'm not sort of sleepy, so I can give it my full attention. And yeah, but I'm looking forward to that one. Jovon, what you got?
A really hard chest burp there from the late dinner. I didn't want
to
put that onto the.
I appreciate it. Don't put that into the airways.
No, we don't put that. God, modern. Bad Santa. Where's my list? I have Bad Santa. I have Krampus, and I wanted to put The Night Before, but I felt like a lot of times during the night before I was laughing because I was supposed to laugh. You know, it's not like one of those movies where the jokes kind of creep up on you, or the funny creeps up on you. You gotta look for it. No, it's right there for you. God,
here you go.
Krampus, yeah. All right, Krampus, Bad Santa, and I'm all right. The Night Before, begrudgingly, but it's The Night Before.
All right, for mine, I'm gonna go with This Christmas because literally it is my Christmas movie I gotta watch. Because I mean, you got Idris Elba running around, and he's got his American accent that he's polishing up here. You got a pre-Rihanna beating Chris Brown, young, fresh face, going to be a star, young Teddy Pendergrass. And the cast is just, there is no weakling. Loretta Devine, it's just Delroy Lindo. So it's a wealth of great actors. I'm also going to go with Love Actually because that is one that I like to watch. It's a feel-good Christmas movie so much. I mean, we get to see a clean-shaven Rick Grimes, dude, and he is pulling a mute, and he is making Chiwetel Ejiofor he's going to become a monk and go team up with Doctor Strange as a result of this traumatic experience because he stole Elizabeth Swann from him. So lots of crossovers in that. We got Pirates, Walking Dead, and Doctor Strange. So much. My last one is from a movie that I absolutely loved when I saw it last year. It's Claws. I am looking forward to watching this movie again for Christmas. So good. Felt like a classic cartoon, and it doesn't go overboard with the songs, but it has one song that's perfect for the moment, and it's so good. Yeah, but definitely Claws. All right, well that was my picks for that. Thank you, gentlemen, for yours. Y'all are out there listening. I want to hear your choices and tell us what you think about ours. But now, fellas, it is that magical time of the week. Who are your nominees for Dummies of the Week? I'm gonna go first. Yay me. Mine is for what is it exactly? You know what? I'm gonna let you go first, Jayce. I'm gonna hold on. No, I'm sorry. I got it now. I got it. At least I think I did. Mine is the NFL. Mine is the NFL because really, John Wall is gone to Houston. Can we put that on the list there? Who did they get for him, Jovon?
Bag of donuts?
Russell Westbrook. A case of water.
I guess some water would.
Hey, at least Russell.
Well, that's interesting. I don't understand Houston on that one. I mean, is winning? I feel like you just stole the whole Dummy of the Week thunder there. I mean, feeling the thunder. Did you get it?
They really did.
Get it? Okay. Well, Russ is going to the Bullets. I'm sorry, no more Bullets. The Wizards. Well, that's really interesting. And he and Bradley Beal could be an effective duo. And you know, in the NBA, according to TNT, it's all about the duos. All right. Anyhow, so my dummies of the week are the NFL because they have apparently decided we are basing our COVID guidelines and regulations based on the teams that we like. So for a team like the Steelers, we can move your game to Wednesday. I mean, Wednesday night, not a great night for football. There's no song about it. No movies have ever been made about Wednesday night primetime football. So yeah. Whereas
They have for
you're
Friday.
yeah, dude. I mean, Friday night, great night for football. But they are just randomly deciding, this game is going to get switched out. My 49ers are going to be playing in Arizona for the next 3 weeks. It's madness. Cancel the season. All the Niners are hurt. And unless we're going to go back into the playoffs, we can resume it. But for right now, let's just put a pause, little bow on this thing, and let's stop this foolishness. Commissioner Goodell. Thank you. Sincerely, management. Jayce, what do you got, bro?
Speaking as somebody whose team decided they needed to have 4 quarterbacks out last week.
If only there was a guy who had gotten his team to the Super Bowl and the championship twice who was not working and could play better than a guy off the practice squad despite not having played.
Again, I still had more faith in whatever the practice squad guy's name was than Blake Bortles. But, that's just me. And again, as long as we don't actually have a competent quarterback, we deserve to lose.
Jayce, he completed an entire pass. He completed one more pass than we did this week.
So he completed one more pass than I did. Okay, so again, you kind of messed me up with that daggone NFL. I mean, because they really are switching games. Like, hey, we never canceled the game. Really? Are you trying to act like I didn't know? Remember the Patriots game?
Exactly. Right.
Was out when you scheduled that for 2 weeks later. Like, I'm stupid, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Not buying it. My dummies of the week. I'm probably gonna attack some of our listeners, but
attack. Well, don't attack them. It's a Christmas season.
It's always a jest and all with this. But for anyone who paid for that Mike Tyson and Roy Jones fight and thought that was actually going to be a credible fight, I'm not going to lie. That's a bunch of 50-year-old men trying to box. It wasn't going to be good, guys. Honestly, I was listening to commentating from you guys. It was probably more fun than that fight.
Absolutely. The commentating provided via text from Chief, Gunner, and J. King was better than I'm sure the fight was for people watching it.
So, I remember when we used to pay for boxing and DC was like $70. So if that was anything like that without a crowd, I'd be like, I really need to examine my priorities. I really paid $50 for this mess. So for all of you guys who got it on Fire Stick or whatever it was, y'all made the right call. And the ones of us who didn't watch that also made the right call. But for anyone who paid money to watch that, is my dummy of the week.
Now, wait a second, Jayce. They were able to get a head start on all the Nate Robinson memes.
Ooh, that is true. And anyone who watched that knockout, Nate, that wasn't good. That was a dude who was not boxed. He was just like, I'm fighting, dude. Like, Kimbo Slice actually, when his backyard brawl was more accomplished boxing than that. So,
yeah. J. King, who's your choice?
Now after late breaking news, I now have two, but I'll start with my first. Colby Covington of UFC fame, who's known to be a Trump supporting, race baiting troll, in light of the recent KO of Nate Robinson by Jake Paul, Colby decided that he wanted to call out LeBron James because he hates woke athletes for some reason, whatever that term implies. Black people.
It'd be very hard to play sleeping.
Yeah, right. The thing
He's
about
doing that in his sleep, Bob. It's amazing.
It's amazing. Now, the thing about this is Colby is a troll. He's a troll.
Let's call him by his last name, please.
Covington.
There we go.
Mr.
I don't want anybody
Covington
mistaking him for our dear Lakers icon.
No, he's a Colby, not a Kobe. So even if we don't even want the association there. So Mr. Covington's called out LeBron James for a fight. Here's the thing, Mr. Covington. Unlike Nate Robinson, LeBron's profile is a little higher.
And
Let's just
you
say
don't
that.
need your money, dude.
And he doesn't need anyone's money, by the way. Number two, Nate Robinson is about what, 5'8", maybe 190 pounds. Let's see. Jayce, if you wouldn't mind looking that up for me really quick. I think he's less than 6 feet, right? Somewhere around there. Meanwhile, LeBron James stands at an impressive 6'8", and I think he weighs maybe around 245, 240 pounds.
Oh, he's
Kobe
270.
Covington,
No,
270. Okay. And what size is Kobe? And what size is Kobe Covington? 5'7", 5'8", something like that.
Dude, that's not even going to be a good fight. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, even if this were
That's
to
not
happen,
even a
Kobe,
good hypothetical dream match of watching LeBron smash this dude.
yeah, Kobe, even if you were to train with Jesus's MMA trainer, you would lose terribly. I don't care if LeBron learns how to do anything related to mixed martial arts or wrestling. The mere fact that he could probably palm your head and lift you clean off the ground like a kettlebell.
And he knows how to dunk, Jovon, so that would be an impressive finishing move.
That would be an impressive finishing move. We're doing Mortal Kombat
Fatality.
22. This would be his fatality, dunking you head first through a ring.
Probably
right?
not be a friendship, though.
I don't think there'd be a friendship in this one.
Probably
I would hope
not.
there wouldn't be a friendship for this one.
Yes.
But
Friendship.
Cole, Mr. Covington, don't stop. Just continue to. And didn't you just get beat up by somebody bad? You got KO'd by a big black man last year. Let it go. I know you hate black people, but look, this ain't the way. This ain't the way.
This ain't the way, Hoss.
Get another stupid MAGA hat and pray that Trump runs again in 2024. Whatever you idiots are doing, just relax.
I know
Relax
they're
about
still
it.
counting the votes, Jovon.
They're still counting because somewhere there's a missing cache of votes, Jeff. We have to admit it. We have to admit it. Widespread corruption. I just want Rudy Giuliani to come up there and start sweating hair dye again. That was I hope he was somebody's dummy of the week because I wasn't around. I wasn't enough for that one. That right there alone, and that crazy white woman he had behind him yelling about, oh my God. It's bread in the votes, it's yeast. COVID was created in a laboratory by Dr. Zhivago and Snoop Doggy Dogg. You're crazy.
Why is Snoop teaming up with Dr. Zhivago?
This lady is crazy. She was just yelling gibberish back there. She got up there. She's a lawyer. Somebody pays her. Crazy people all the way around.
I wish Sacha Baron Cohen had his daughter, quote unquote, back up there and make Rudy stutter.
Hey, look, I thought it couldn't get any worse for him, right? When he came up there and started sweating head dye, you would have thought I was having a seizure. I was on the floor laughing in here so hard.
Who's your number two?
Number two.
Why are you doing hair dye? Like, that was just like, really? That's over.
Dude, you're 90. It's over. We know you ain't got a head full of black hair. I hate when old guys do that. Stop it.
But let's face it, that's the worst thing we've seen him do this year.
We have not. That is not. I just thought it couldn't. I just thought he wasn't going to make the news anymore. I thought he was just going to find a rock to hide under until this was over. But no, he comes out the next.
He was like, "Here, hold my belt and britches."
Oh my God! All right, number two. Hot off the wire, the Houston Rockets general management team just traded Russell Westbrook, a guy who's missed maybe 2 games in the last 8 years, for a guy who hasn't played for the last 3 seasons.
This would be the year, Jovon.
This is the year. Hey, look, this is the first time the Wizards did something right. Even though they got rid of a draft pick, I would have traded John Wall for a case of Essential Waters and a working Apple Music gift card. I would have traded John Wall for
You didn't even care about the value. It works.
Jeff. I would have if it works. Hey, I got something.
You would have taken it for $1.79, which you could use to buy nothing.
Hey, dude, I would have taken him for a half-used Yankee Candle, white pumpkin scented candle, and I don't know,
a half-used pack of Rudy Giovanni's hair dye.
hair dye. I would have traded John Wall for a half-eaten Giant Brand fruitcake and the review of your caramel macchiato.
I would have traded John Wall for a burnt black turkey on Thanksgiving when you haven't eaten in 2 days.
I would have traded John Wall for a half a jar of Heinz pre-made turkey gravy. Pretty much the value you have, give it here.
Right. Would you have traded John Wall for a 90-cent gift card from Apple Pay?
How about a Suncoast gift card?
I was about to say, I would have traded John Wall for a Sam Goody gift card. I would have traded John Wall for a...
I think there is still a Camp Mill.
I would have traded John Wall.
Because you know you get use out of one of those things.
One of those things. You could have given me an EB Games gift card. Get it. Get it.
Hey, what's the value on this card?
Nothing. Oh, negative nothing. You can get nothing.
But at least I know now that I'm not going to be able to play with this.
Look, they got it right for a change. Get this albatross of a contract out of here. Get this guy. And look, John Wall's been great for the city, man. It's just they weren't going to go any further with what they had.
Nope.
They had completely handcuffed with his salary. Completely.
Yeah, that salary was too much, man. Sometimes the salaries are worse than anything else. And especially if you get no value because they're not playing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He's a guy that definitely was worth more to his franchise than he was to anyone else. Until the Rockets blew up their front office and got these idiots. Thank you,
the Rockets are on some burn it all down, burn Hollywood down kind of thing.
Yeah. Next is James Harden. Where's he going to go, I wonder?
I think he's going to go to a barbershop.
No.
He should. He should. Look,
just go.
James Harden is starting to look like Lamont. He's starting to look like Lamont. Hey, Pop. Go shave some inches on my beard.
Yeah, big dummy. Cut that beard, too. It's a big one of those. All right, fellas. Thank y'all for rolling with me, as always. Don't forget, next week, we're going to make our own Hallmark Christmas movie. Maybe a Kwanzaa one, so stay tuned. Just for you, Jayce. All right, thank y'all out there for listening. This episode of Lyle's Movie Files has been filed.